Hey everyone, Lefko here, and this is going to be an unboxing and quick review of an item from Freedompop. Now, before we go into the item, let's go over what Freedompop is. Freedompop is a supplier of free or close to free paid internet access. They offer 500 megs of 4G access a month for free, or you can purchase extra data really cheap. And some devices also offer 3G access, which you can pay $3.99 a month to be able to access 3G, which 3G would be a huge boon because 4G isn't exactly in many areas yet, whereas 4G LTE is starting to roll out in more areas than 4G. Eventually they're supposed to get 4G LTE access, but 3G is all over the place. So obviously if you can get a device with 3G, that's the way to go. And that's what we have here. This is going to be a quick unboxing and review of the Overdrive Pro. It comes in a nice fancy little box that we're going to try to open one-handed. I really should invest in a tripod for these. Go ahead and just drop everything out with a clink. See, it does come with a charger. The charger is a standard cell phone style charger. You can see most of the Android cell phones now use that. Have our battery here. Please note these are all supposed to be refurbished devices. I don't know much along that line whether they are or not. Apparently this is just a, here we go, a quick start guide. And then we have the device itself. Pretty small. I do like the fact that it is real small. Go ahead and peel the film off of there. Right down there you've got your charger, and I believe these also are the antenna boosters right down there if you're wanting to hook up an external antenna for better signal. Right there, it's got a spot for micro SD card, and you might be asking, why would you need a micro SD card for this thing? This thing can actually take the files you put on a micro SD card and transmit them over your network. So if you're wanting like a Wi-Fi connected hard drive, get yourself like a 32 or 64 gig micro SD card and pop it in. One interesting thing, the Freedompop thing over here, it's just a sticker on top of the original Sprint logo on these, which, you know, shows that they're definitely refurbs. So I'm going to stop here for a second, power it on, and see what we're working with. And here's the hotspot all powered up and good to go. We have a 4G connection. Where I live, I'm kind of on the fringe of 3G and 4G. On the south side of town, I can get a 4G signal, no problem. I live closer to the north side, though, so occasionally I kind of bounce in between 3G and 4G. But this is the perfect accessory for the OpenPandora. So if you're out and about, you need an internet connection to maybe update an app, to download some files, to browse the internet. Great app for this. So let's go ahead and connect real quick. We'll go to the Pandora. Go to the menu edit. Go to our wireless tab. And there, I don't know if you can see it real well, you can see the Freedompop. That's what we want to connect to. We'll allow that to use the keyring, obviously. Hit and move that window up, click apply. We probably need to disconnect from the network I am on right now. So to do that, I'm actually going to go into the desktop mode of the Pandora, which is, for me at least, a little bit easier to edit Wi-Fi connections. So we are going to run another GUI. go into XFCE. Now while XFCE is booting, this does have a screen timeout on it, but the LED will remain blinking to let you know that it's still on and transmitting. Hit it once, it'll pop back up. Double tap it and you'll go to the info screens. It'll tell you the home page that you can go to, which will allow you to share files. Give you the Wi-Fi network and password, and I don't care to show it on here because I'll change it anyway. An alerts page. Billing info, which will tell you how much data you've used. Network status, whether you're connected through 3G or 4G. Your Wi-Fi range, I have mine set to be on short range whenever it's unplugged and long range whenever it's plugged in. Battery temperature. And then finally software updates. I did have to update the firmware whenever I picked this up. Now you can go back into this screen. And you can rescan here for 4G after it's been disconnected for a few moments. So now back over to the Pandora. We're going to connect real quick. Go into our networks. There we go. Available. Freedompop. Let's connect. See the spinning icon down there? Maybe you won't in this video. There. And you will see from here on the top the number beside Wi-Fi. That's how many devices you have connected. This says 2 devices connected to it right now. So let's launch a web browser real quick. I know I should be using a stylus for this. We'll go into our network. And launch Firefox. Now this is an original Pandora, so it does take a moment to actually load up Firefox. If we zoom out a bit more, you can see the green LED working. There we go. As you can see, I've got my Firefox skins with a nice Mega Man theme. So we'll pick a website to go to, such as my homepage, RetroReviewRevolution.com. Hit enter. And it's loading the page. Now, considering the fact that it is a 3G connection, it's actually loading at a pretty decent speed. Was very surprised by that, but yeah, my website does load up at a fairly decent speed over a 3G connection using the Freedompop MiFi device and a Pandora, which I thought was pretty cool. So if you're looking for a mobile method to go online, one of the best ones I can pick right now is Freedompop, simply because of the plans being very cheap. I mean, there's a free option, which is hard to beat. And the fact that it works. It is a little slow to boot up and to shut down, but you can't deny the fact that it does work. So let's shut it down real quick. Does take a little bit to shut down. Still waiting. And finally it's off. And if you're interested in knowing how long it takes to boot up, let's turn it on real quick. Yes, it does show off the Sprint logo whenever you first turn it on, which it's kind of funny. They didn't take the time to change the little boot up screen to something that says Freedompop. This is actually a little sticker covering the Sprint logo on that too, which will probably eventually peel off. There you can see the pretty boot up screen. And there you go. Still working and connecting. Now, as I had mentioned, I live kind of on the fringe of 3G and 4G, so sometimes I have to think a little bit which network it's going to connect to. If I'm on the south side of town, it does indeed connect to 4G, even though technically I'm out of a 4G service area, but somehow, apparently, the south side of Washington, Indiana does indeed have 4G. But there you have it. That is the Freedompop Overdrive Pro. Perfect accessory, in my opinion, for the OpenPandora handheld. Thanks for putting up with my awkward video and checking this out. If you enjoyed this, please check out RetroReviewRevolution.com for more reviews of classic gaming hardware and software. I know this isn't really a classic gaming item, but I think that it is just a perfect accessory for the OpenPandora handheld and had to show it off. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.